Sacred geometry are geometrical patterns that describe the composition of life and the evolution of geometry to a metaphysical level. It also relates with the history and sacredness, playing a very important role in the understanding of cultural and religious shapes.
Okay, so male energy. They are considered straight, logical and fundamental energies. Additionally, they represent earth and symbolize rationality. This type of energy is directed, focused, goal-oriented, productive, and outward-drawing, positive charge. As mentioned, it refers to linear shapes and figures described by left brain, thinking, and connection.
Female energy is creative, process-oriented, unstructured, and inward-drawing, basically a negative charge. It corresponds to the circular and curved shapes that give the flow of life described by a right brain, thinking, and destruction.
The seed of life consists in growing a central circle. Then, the second circle is constructed centered at any point in the perimeter of the first one. The following steps consist in turning around the original circle. Find the intersecting point between the newly created circle and the original one. The result of this process of 7 steps, 7 circles, are said to symbolize the first 7 days of creation. We can see them in all major religions and many sites of them. For example, synagogues, churches, Kabbalah prayer books, and the ancient Osirian temple in Abydos, Egypt, which is the source of all the major religions and mystical studies. The egg of life. The 6 outer circles in the seed of life intersect at 6 new points. These are the centers of the next iteration of circles, and it is the second iteration while forming the flower of life. It has been regarded as a symbol of new life, since it is a symbol of fertility and rebirth. Every living creation changes in balance via the shape of the egg of life. It is equally similar to the form of embryonic development at the cellular level in humans. The shape also has the world realm of music, as the spaces between cells cause the original music scale of a semitone and a tone. It stands for balance and health, and it is believed that several music frequencies are treasured in the form of egg of life. The flower of life. Starting from the egg of life, another iteration of drawing simple circles centered at the outer intersecting points produces the central pattern in the flower of life. This pattern contains 19 full circles. It is a physical representation of the connections that we feel to living things. It is a sacred symbol found in nearly every culture on the planet, and is believed to represent the cycle of growth of a fruit tree. Many cultures believe the flower of life holds ancient secrets. There are groups of people all over the world who derive particular beliefs and forms of meditation based on the flower of life. Components of the flower of life have been a part of the work of alchemists. Metatron's cube is a symbol derived from the flower of life, which was used as a containment circle or creation circle.
This masculine structure represents the mental enclosure and interpretation of a man. It shows how, with straight lines and direct paths, man submits himself to a particular reality sustained by immaterial bases. This feminine representation represents the delicacy and fragility of a woman, the imperfect perfection of a curved and relative sculpture, independent of any rule. It is represented by a means of a flower of infinities that render the effect and consequence unknown. It is an irrational algebraic number. Its decimal representation has no period, that has many interesting properties, and that was discovered in antiquity, not as an arithmetic expression, but as a relation of or proportion between two segments of a line, that is, a geometric construction. This proportion is found in both in some geometric figures and in nature, in the ribs of the leaves of some trees, in the thickness of the branches, in the shell of a snail, in the florets of a sunflower, etc. One of its most curious arithmetic properties is that its square, 5 multiplied by 2 equal 2.6180333, etc., and its inverse 1 divided by 5, that is 0.6180333, etc., have the same infinity decimal digits.
A very important fact that we found is that the number 7 occurs consistently in diverse cultures around the world, and more the religious and mythologies of the world are filled with sevens. For example, the shape of the pyramids of Egypt produces the number 7 by combining the 3-sided triangle and 4-sided square. In music, the 7 musical notes in a scale repeat at the octave. There are 7 traces of purgatory in the Roman Catholic beliefs. The Christian Church recognizes the 7 virtues and 7 deadly sins. There were 7 steps taken by Buddha at his birth. There are 7 heavens and 7 earths in Islamic tradition. There are 7 worlds in the Indo-universe. And finally, the 7-branched Jewish menorah is the oldest symbol in Judaism.